environmental compliance actually creates jobs, which is true because it creates the need for different kinds of technology. It certainly creates the need for refurbishment and renovation in certain kinds of factories and other kinds of facilities. So on net, it creates perhaps a small amount of jobs. Now, that doesn't mean that people never lose their jobs when coal-fired power plants have to subscribe to new kinds of technology. And in fact, when cement plants or coal-fired plants, when they close, people lose jobs. And so it's not really, it's not about trying to create the largest number of jobs, because I guess if you were in favor of that, you would be in favor of more environmental compliance. But it is to say that the people that have jobs in certain industries would have to, they would lose their jobs in some cases, and they would have to, move on to some other kind of work. That, I think, is inevitable in capitalism, and the key there is for government to be more involved, in my view, in training for new professions and trying to anticipate these moves and somehow address them. The other thing that I'll say is that as far as companies, and because this is somewhat related, as far as companies sort of moving overseas because of new environmental compliance issues, this is something that you often hear from politicians. It's sometimes you hear from companies themselves, and EPA has done a lot of economic work on that as well. And what it finds is, in fact, companies don't move by and large because of environmental compliance issues. The amount of money that industry in the United States pays for in complying with environmental laws is such a small amount of their overall budget, of their overall operating budgets. What moves what influences a company in deciding whether to relocate overseas has much more to do with the cost of labor and the cost of raw materials and the cost of transportation, either of those materials or of the products to the consumer. Those are giant costs, and they can make a CEO decide to move overseas. But something like environmental compliance is just not big enough in the budget to really push one way or the other.